Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video just another guy on the internet. In today's video we're going to be reviewing the Caledonia IV made by JStar. And yeah, so this is the very first ship of the Anchor line that I will be reviewing. And yeah, so the Caledonia is the sister ship to the Transylvania and the California. And I know that JStar has actually already built the Transylvania, so I'll probably be taking a look at that one as well. And yeah, so like I said, it is the Caledonia IV. It is the fourth Caledonia in the Anchor Line fleet. And it's actually also the last one. The ship entered service in 1925, but it was sunk during World War II. So, and yeah, so it's a very nice looking ship here. I must say it's definitely, not a bad looking ship here. It's definitely very interesting design here with the actual superstructure. But I definitely do very much like it. So, and I definitely do like the exterior here. It is an older build. I think it's a few years old now, but it still holds up really well here. So definitely really do like the look of it here. Looks very good here. Got a lot of detail here, as you can see. And yeah, so just kind of showing it off here. From all the different angles here. And yeah, so not really a whole lot to really say about the exterior here. So with that being said, let's actually start reviewing some of the actual interior spaces here. And we are going to start out on the bridge, of course. So yeah, there you have your bridge wings. Here you have the actual bridge, which is a little bit small, but it gets the job done here. You have a very nice view of the front of the ship here as well. And there's really not a whole lot that's going on up here. You just got the navigation room here and the chart room in here. So, pretty typical stuff of what you would find usually in these spaces here. And you do have a staircase leading down to the actual officers' quarters. We'll be taking a look at that shortly. And then all that's really up here is the just a little door here. And you also do have some ladders leading up to the compass here, which is located right on top of the bridge here. And what's also very interesting about the bridge is that you can see that it's actually separate from the rest of the superstructure. You do see this with the sister ships. You also do see this on a few Cunard ships at the time, with the most of the Cunard ships in the 20s here. We saw it with the Franconia, and there's also a few other ships that also had this. So very interesting there. And of course, you also do see this on much earlier ships like the Big Four of White Star Line. So very interesting there. And of course, you got stairs here leading up to the bridge from the Promenade Deck here, and you also do have more stairs leading to the separate superstructure. And yeah, so there's benches up here, which leads me to believe that this would be for first class here. And yeah, so of course you do have your lifeboats here. You have these really small lifeboats here. I'm not really sure what's going on with that and why they're so small. But anyways, yeah, you do have, as you can see, a raised roof over some of the first class areas on the Promenade Deck here. And some of these also have windows as well, so here you can see windows looking down into the first class foyer. So yeah, taking a closer look at the raised roof here, you can see you got some skylights here, again over the first class staircase here, and you also do have the elevator gear for the single elevator that's also in the foyer. So yeah, I got funnels here painted completely black. As it is the case with the Anchor Line livery here. And yeah, so of course you got more details. You got vents here, benches, again, more vents, so a lot of detail here. And yeah, so you got some more vents over the actual boiler rooms. More skylights here. You got some skylights and also windows looking down into the first class smoking room there. So yeah, more lifeboats here. As you can see, they're stacked up on top of each other here. so yeah, more vents. And the only other thing that's really worth pointing out that's up here is the radio room. So you got your wireless in here, and of course, per usual, you got the silent cabin, and also a separate room for the wireless operators, yeah, the radio men. So that's really all that's really going on up here on the actual boat deck. So yeah, with that being said, let's head down to the promenade deck here. And yeah, so you do have some passenger areas here, but the very forward section you do have the officers' quarters, of course with the stairs leading down from the bridge here, and you also do have more stairs actually leading down to the shelter deck here, as you can see. So yeah, officers' mess. So there's really no actual officers' cabins up here. They're actually on the deck below. Up here is just kind of their, general facilities like the mess hall and the smoke room. Very basic here, as you can see, but really that's usually the case with the actual officers' accommodation here. It's pretty basic for the most part. You do have a pantry here. Let's see, kind of a little separate storage room. And also the staircase that leads back up to the bridge here. And this staircase here leads down to the actual officers' quarters, the actual cabins. And yeah, crew only. And yeah, so right here is where you'll find first class here. Again, you do have the staircases here. And you got this bulkhead here, which is very interesting. And it's here because you do have the actual enclosed promenade here. As you can see, the forward half of the promenade here is actually enclosed, so that's kind of why it's there. And yeah, so first class entrance. Again, you got the first class promenade here. Again, it's the forward half is enclosed, so it's pretty similar to what you would see with the Olympic class, with Titanic and Britannic specifically. And yeah, so yeah, you do have the first class foyer here with the staircase and elevator here. Very nice, very grand, especially with the raised roof here. And yeah, so it's very similar to what you would see with Transylvania. I know on California the staircase was a little bit different, but it's pretty much just the same room here, kind of the same style as well. So yeah, it looks really good here. You got seating, you got plants. Looks really good here. And what's also very interesting is on the port side, you do have the garden lounge. Now you do see this on many other Cunard ships at the time. You do have the garden lounge, but here on this ship, it's only on the port side. So on like Aquitania or Franconia, for example, it was on both sides of the ship, but here it's just on the port side. And yeah, then this just leads back out here. So I got a no smoking sign, some little details here. And it also does have a door leading to the first class lounge. So speaking of which, this is right here, the first class lounge. And it also does have a door leading back out onto the promenade here. And yeah, so again, it's got the raised ceiling in here. It doesn't have any windows, as you can see, but it's a very nice room. Definitely really like the actual decor of the room. It's very nice. Definitely what you would expect for a ship of this time here. And yeah, so it's got a fireplace, it's got a little painting here. So yeah, very nice room here. And yeah, so heading aft, here you'll find the writing room. And yeah, so this is another very nice room here. I definitely do like the vibe of this room. It's nothing over the top or anything. It's kind of cozy, kind of makes you feel more at home. So I definitely while the the fancy over the top ships with 2-story tall public rooms are also nice to look at. For me personally, I think I would enjoy something like this, just kind of, just more of a, kind of cozy vibe here. So, and of course it does have a fireplace here. it's you know, very nice room here. It turned out really well here. And on the starboard side, you do have the corridor lounge, and this is pretty much just the same, pretty much the same as the writing room. You know, pretty much the same kind of layout, pretty much. But you know, some of the furniture here is a little bit different here, but it's almost pretty much the same room here. So, and you can see that this room actually does have an entrance leading to the actual smoking room, whereas the writing room doesn't. So yeah, more towards midships here, you do have the first class smoke room, again with the raised roof here as well, complete with the windows. So yeah, very nice room here. And yeah, and it also has windows looking into the actual engine compartment, so that's very interesting. So yeah, got another fireplace here. And yeah, so it looks really good, you know, from the photos I've seen of this room. Turned out very well here. So yeah, that leads back to the corridor lounge. And yeah, so over here you have like a pantry. Got another door leading out onto the promenade. And yeah, so you kind of have this little pantry here for the smoking room, of course. So yeah, heading back to the starboard side here. Let's see, yeah, you have another entrance again to the promenade here. You have a staircase leading down to the actual first class accommodation. Let's see, so yeah, toilet, lounge pantry. So yeah, again, pretty typical stuff of what you would find here. Oh, gymnasium, yep, so you do have an actual gymnasium on board. While this ship doesn't have a pool or a Turkish bath or anything like that, it does at least have a gymnasium. And I'm guessing this is what the gymnasium would look like. I'm not aware of any photos of this room, but I know there was a photo taken on Transylvania of the gymnasium, so I'm assuming that the rooms would be pretty much just the same here. And you can also see that part of it does have the raised ceiling as well. And yeah, so you do have some lockers here. And our last stop is the Veranda Cafe. So, very nice here. And there's like a little, that's like a little fountain with a statue here, so that's what this is supposed to represent. Looks really good here. Again, it's got the raised ceiling and everything. And yeah, there's no doors here, so we're just gonna fly through here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the actual promenade deck here. There is some open deck space here, but there's no actual, you know, rooms or anything. So yeah, you have more staircases here leading back up to the boat deck, and also some down to the shelter deck here. So yeah, you got more promenade deck space here, again with this little bulkhead for the garden lounge. And yeah, so you got cargo hatches here. You have a little bit of a raised roof over some of the second class public spaces there. And yeah, so you got masts here with the cargo cranes here, I think the derricks. And yeah, more vents, some winches here. So, you know, a lot of detail. And you also do have some more lifeboats. And all the way at the stern here, you do have the docking bridge. So that pretty much wraps up the promenade deck here. And up next we have the shelter deck. So we'll be taking a look at some of the first class staterooms. And yeah, so you got more deck space here, as you can see, plenty of deck space. So yeah, masts here with the actual lookout's nest here, very nice. And yeah, so more, you know, detail, pretty much stuff you would find on other ships, you know, winches, cargo hatches, vents. And yeah, so you got stairs here leading just outside of the officers' quarters here. So yeah, staircases here, you know, kind of got a very interesting superstructure here. It's definitely quite intriguing. So yeah, crew only, and this is the rest of the officers' quarters here. So yeah, you have the captain here, very nice room here. It's pretty much rivals that of the actual first class staterooms. But as for the officers, they get, these basic cabins here. So yeah, second officer, fourth officer, so yeah, all of these are just pretty much the same style here, with just some different arrangements here. And you also do have the pilot here. So yeah, I got the stairs, third officer, first officer, so nothing really too interesting there. But you do have a little bit of promenade deck space here as well as a gangway here. But yeah, the promenade here is pretty narrow here, so it's not as wide as the one up on the promenade deck here. And it does go all the way just outside of second class here, and it kind of wraps around here. So yeah, right here, this is all first class. So yeah, first class entrance. Got a little vestibule here. And yeah, so we're currently now standing underneath the foyer. So yeah, you do have the staircase here with the elevator. And you can see that the decor here is a little bit different than on the foyer here. So yeah, B deck. And yeah, okay, so you have first class accommodation both forward and aft here. So yeah, very nice staterooms here, as you can see. Very nice styles here. And most of these cabins, not all of them, but most do have their own private bath here. And yeah, so these are all pretty much the same style for the most part. And yeah, so let's see, manicurist here. And over here should be the barber shop. Yep, good. So, and just more cabins here. So yeah, you pretty much get the point. And yeah, so you have more staterooms here. Again, with some private baths here. And yeah, so let's see. So yeah, I got the dark room here. Some lavatories here for the staterooms that don't get their own private bath, and also some stewardesses here. So yeah, again, pretty typical stuff here. I mean, so yeah, more lavatories, more cabins. Yeah, these ones have a different style here. Again, more baths there. And you got a little bit of a seating area here, and this is where the staircase comes down here, just right off of the smoke room. And yeah, some more lavatories, more cabins and baths here. So yeah, and that's actually it for first class here. Past this point is actually now second class here. And you do have some more stairs here. So yeah, again, you kind of got this bulkhead here instead of a waist-high barrier. So yeah, pantry. And so yeah, let's head into second class here. So yeah, second class also gets a little bit of a promenade here. And yeah, so second class entrance. Again, kind of got the little vestibule. And there's not really a whole lot that's up here for second class. All you have is the smoke room and lounge. So yeah, here's the smoking room here. It's pretty nice. You know, it's not as nice as first class, but it's still very nice. It's got the raised ceiling here with the windows here. So it's a very nice room here. And of course, it's also complete with a bar. So yeah. And also a little toilet here. And you also do have the lounge here. Also a very nice room, although it doesn't have a raised ceiling or skylight here. It's still very nice, and it's also complete with a piano and some bookcases here. So yeah, got plenty of seating here, got some rugs. Very nice room overall. And you do have the staircase here. Pretty much the main staircase for second class here. And yeah, you do have some skylights here. It's a little bare, but you know, that's kind of just what it is here. You know, how it would probably have looked like. And yeah, and back here you have some open deck space here. You got more cargo hatches, more vents, more staircases, some more winches, and more lifeboats. And all the way back here, I'm actually not sure what this is. I probably should have guessed it. Yeah, just some crew areas. Yeah, some stores here. Not really interesting. And yeah, so up next we have the upper deck here. And yeah, so at the very forward section you have the forecastle here. So very nice here. Got a lot of detail. Got the breakwater here as well. Anchor parts. Yeah. So yeah, more cargo hatches here. You know, some more kind of storage areas. Nothing really too interesting again. So yeah, third class entrance. So yeah, now we finally have some third class areas here. There's not a whole lot really up here. You just have the actual staircase here. You know, as we see with Franconia and Aquitania, it's pretty much just the actual entrances up here. And yeah, so a little bit of a store here. So yeah, it's really just staircases here. But there is a little bit of deck space for third class here as well. And this actually leads back to first class here. And as for first class, yeah, you just have more cabins here. Some pretty nice rooms here as well, although not as nice as the ones up on the is it the shelter deck? So, but yeah, so you actually do have a staircase that leads back up to the officers' quarters here. So yeah, more lavatories here, more cabins. So yeah, most of them are just the same. So yeah, more lavatories, more baths, and you also do have the purser here, right off of the main staircase here. So let's see, ship's office. So yeah, main staircase there, and some more cabins. And yeah, it's really just cabins here. There is a lot of cabins here on the shelter deck. So, not going to look through all of them, of course. That would take way too much time. But yeah, more lavatories, more stores, more baths. So again, it's just the same thing over and over again. So yeah, again, just baths, lavatories, cabins. And yeah, so past this point is, past this door is now second class here. Kind of got the same, you know, kind of overall decor as first class. And yeah, so again, you have more lavatories and baths for second class, of course. So yeah, this leads back up to the smoke room and lounge. So yeah, you have second class cabins here. You know, a little bit more basic than first class here, of course. And yeah, and you also do have the purser on this level as well. And you got some entrances here leading out on deck here. office. Oh yeah, for the purser there. So yeah, more cabins here, more lavatories. And yeah, so really just more cabins here. Like I said, there's a lot of cabins on this deck here. All very nice and accurate. And yeah, some more cargo hatches. And let's see, and we do have the steering engine here with the staircase leading all the way down. And yeah, so then you just got some stores, yeah. Yeah, just more stores here and some crew staircases. Emergency dynamo. And yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the let's see, it's the shelter deck. Yep. So up next we have the upper deck here, and let's actually go through the gangway here. So let's see, we should now be on the upper deck. Yep. So yeah, the staircase keeps going down, as well as the actual elevator here. And yeah, so this is actually kind of similar to what you see with Franconia. You kind of got this window here, windows that look down into the dining saloon. So that's very similar there. And yeah, so crew only. Again, this is we also saw this with Franconia, where down here, roughly you have first class on the starboard side, and on the port side you also do have crew as well. And also a lot of the Cunard ships in the 20s were much laid out like this as well. So, like Franconia, Corinthia, Scythia, so they were all pretty much the same there. So yeah, got the landing here, and the staircase does go down one more deck down to the actual floor of the dining saloon. And yeah, like I said, you do have the gangway here. Got the chief steward and the purser here with the assistant purser. So yeah, let's go forward. And you got more first class cabins, a little bit more basic here, as you can see. And yeah, more cabins here. Doctor. So yeah, I got the doctor's office with his cabin here. So yeah, more baths and lavatories, of course. Stairs to E deck here. And this is actually third class. So yeah, store. And yeah, so third class entrance. So yeah, this is now third class here in the bow. So yeah, this was the entrance we saw earlier. And it's a little bit cramped, as you can see. But yeah, so this is the general room. So kind of a lounge here for third class. So yeah, I got some crew spaces mixed in as well. So yeah, I got some stewards. And yeah, so yeah, more crew spaces here. Yeah, a lot of storage rooms. And yeah, so at the very forward section, you do have crew now. So yeah, bath. Let's see, leading fireman. So yeah, again, pretty basic here. Nothing too interesting. Anchor machine here. Yep. Let's see, anchor store, seaman. So again, yeah, it's just the same thing over and over again, pretty much. And this leads down to third class accommodation. So yeah, more staircases. And yeah, so of course we do have crew on the port side here. So yeah, more firemen. Got a lot of beds here, as you can see. Of course, you got the dormitories for the crew there. So yeah, more stairs here. Fan room, yep. So yeah, a lot of detail here. So yeah, stewards. I don't think we really need to take a look at that. Let's see, so yeah, I got a gangway here for the crew, chief engineer, with a separate study here. So yeah, first class entrance, so yeah, this leads back to the main staircase here. You know, kind of got the emergency door here. Toilet, so. And you also do have the fireman's mess here as well. Again, very basic. Boiler room, so yeah, you do have an actual access point to the boiler rooms here. Oil bunker, yep, since this ship actually ran on oil instead of coal. And a little pantry. So yeah, I think you pretty much get the idea by this point. And yeah, you do have the engine casing as well for the third funnel, since interestingly enough, the third funnel was actually connected to the actual engine casing. So yeah, I got a lot of engineers here. So yeah, first class entrance here. So yeah, let's actually go back into first class here. Although there's really not a whole lot to see, yeah, you just have more staterooms here, as you can see. Yeah, this just leads back here. So yeah, just more staterooms. And past this point is now second class. So yeah, I got more second class cabins here. Some storage areas there. So yeah, just a lot of cabins here as well for second class. More lavatories. And yeah, here you have the main staircase. Again, got kind of this little sitting area. And again, you have crew on the port side. So yeah, more cabins here. Lavatories. And so yeah, now you have third class here. So third class was accommodated in the bow and stern. You do have the hospital here for third class, complete with a bath. So yeah, and also a little waiting room. And yeah, doctor. Two dining saloons. So yeah, this actually leads down to the dining saloon for third class here. We'll take a better look at that once we actually get down there. So let's see, fan room. And yeah, so again, you got the main passageway for crew here. Greasers. So again, got more dorms here. Plate washers. Cooks, yep. Third class entrance, yep, we've been here. So yeah, we've arrived at the stern here, and you do have a little bit of deck space here for third class slash crew, really. So yeah, some more entrances here. Okay. So yeah. Oh yeah, and you also do have two public rooms for third class here. You have the writing room with a staircase leading down to the general room. You can see it's pretty small. You know, nothing. It's not really that big, but you know, it's pretty nice. And of course, there's other public areas as well. But yeah, you do also have the smoke room here. Again, also pretty small here. I also kind of like this room as well. I like the wood paneling in here. And yeah, that's pretty much it here. You know, you just got the, I think this is the, crew staircase, so that's pretty much it for that. And of course, you do have the, kind of the cruiser stern here. And yeah, so next up we're going to head down to the main deck here. And let's see, so yep, so in the forward sections you have third class and crew. You have this kind of cargo space here with the cargo hatch here. And yeah, so over here is now third class cabins. Very basic, as you can see. I mean, this is pretty much what you would expect to find, really. And yeah, it's really just a lot of third class cabins here. So yeah, and some lavatories as well. So yeah, not really a whole lot you can really expect to find down here. You just got, again, cabins here. And this leads back up to the first class area. And yeah, so just a lot of third class here. And yeah, so right here you have the first class dining saloon here, which is actually the lowest point for first class here. There's no more first class areas past this point, and it's really only the dining saloon that's down here. So of course this is where the staircase and elevator both end, and yeah, so you're just left with the dining saloon here. Very nicely detailed as well. Of course, you got the mirror with the clock here that you can see in a photo. And yeah, so you can see that it does span 2 decks, although really the upper portion here is really not usable. It's really just to make the room a little bit larger here and a little bit more elaborate. And you are going to see that the second class dining saloon also has something a little similar as well. So yeah, and yeah, so you have crew spaces here. So yeah, this is now the pantry / galley here for first class. So yeah, a lot of detail here, as you can see. Of course, you got everything you could possibly find. You know, sinks, ranges, cabinets. So. And let's see, got a little hoist here. So yeah, a lot of detail here. Got the scullery, very nice. And you have a little bit of a typo there, just pointing it out. So yeah, crew staircase here. So yeah, this is kind of one of the main like crew staircases here. So very interesting there, and of course it does have an emergency door leading back to first class there. Main galley. So yeah, potatoes, fish galley, and now you have the second class dining room. Again, it also kind of does have the I don't really know what to call it, like the just kind of a raised area here. So, but you know, it's not as nice as first class here, and it doesn't have like any windows here or anything. It's still very nice, you know, for second class to have. And what's also very interesting, what I noticed, is that the actual second class dining saloon is bigger than the first class one, as you can see, the actual space here. So, and yes, we got the galley there. And this too is really the lowest point for second class as well. I don't think there's any second class areas past this point. And of course, this is also where the first class staircase kind of ends as well, just like we saw at the first class one. So yeah, crew only. And yeah, and then besides that, you just got some cabins here. Nothing too interesting. They're pretty much the same as what we saw earlier. Very interesting setup here. And yeah, so just a little bit of actual cabins here. And you do have some staircases leading down to some of the second class cabins here. And yes, there's the F deck. Oh, so there actually are cabins on F deck. That's very interesting. So, but again, it's pretty much just cabins here. And I actually kind of got a little lost here. Okay, hang on. So where were we? Okay, right. So yeah, second class cabins, of course. And let's see, and then back here should now be third class. Yep, so you do have the general room, like I pointed out earlier. Just kind of has a staircase connecting it to the writing room here. Yep. And yeah, this room is a little bit nicer. So, it's got some plants. So let's see. So yeah, more staircases and just more crew spaces here, really. And this is like the some storage rooms and a little bit of crew accommodation here, as you can see at the stern here. I'm not sure what crew specifically. Oh, stewards, right. I should have probably guessed it. So just a lot of stewards here. Got some little seating areas here, and also kind of like a little mess hall as well. And yeah, stewards at the very back here. And yeah, so that just leaves us with one more passenger deck, the lower deck here. And you can see some actual chutes here for the actual boiler rooms. And yeah, so again, in the forward section, you have crew slash third class here. Again, you got more cargo holds here. And just a lot of third class cabins here. The bow is really where the bulk of third class was accommodated here, as you can see. And yeah, this leads back up to the kind of Scotland Road, you know. So yeah, a lot of cabins here. Just kind of fly through these, you know. And yeah, again, with the occasional toilet here. And yeah, so now we've reached a point where we can now see the boiler rooms here. And yeah, so you got vents. And a little bit of storage areas at the sides here. Engineer store. And you do have the kind of this crew dining saloon here. Yeah, it's just off of the actual main crew staircase here. So, you know, again, very basic here. Does have a lavatory here. And yeah, so here is the third class dining saloon here. Actually right next to the crew dining saloon. So it's a little bit nicer, but you know, it's still pretty simple. And of course, it's got no well or anything, you know, just kind of single story here. Some pantries, of course. And yeah, and of course you have a staircase here. And yeah, so second class cabins here. Yeah, we already took a look at some of these here. And just some more cargo holds here. Cargo hatches. Some more crew here. yeah, with some stewards. So, and yeah, this just leads back here. And yeah, so let's actually take a look at the hold. You know, the boiler rooms, cargo holds, engine rooms, the like, you know. So yeah, orlop deck, let's see. Yeah, really just cargo holds at this point here, as you can see. With the cargo hatches. Oh. And yeah, there's really not a whole lot to really look at here. So let's see. And yeah, so here is the actual boiler room here. It's very clean, as you can see, because again, it's once the ships were bringing on oil, the boiler rooms became really clean. You can see this in photos on Mauritania, where you have photos taken before Mauritania was converted to run on oil. You can see just how clean the boiler rooms became after the conversion to oil. And yes, of course, these would be boilers running on oil here. So let's see, yeah, I've got catwalks here, staircases. So pretty typical here of what you would find in a boiler room here. So yeah, I got some turbines here. So yeah, I got the actual engine room here with the engine hatch here. Generator room. So yeah, I got some generators, dynamos, engine store here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we got some of the what is it? The food storage areas. So yeah, poultry and game, steward's working space. Again, it's pretty typical of what you would find on, you know, to other ships. So yeah, with a pretty interesting setup here. You have the actual propeller shaft running through the space, which is very interesting. So yeah, got the upper level of the food storage areas here. And yeah, again, not a whole lot to really look at here. So, and yeah, so you know, watertight doors here, propeller shafts, some water tanks. So, yeah. And yeah, so there concludes my review of JStar's Caledonia. Overall, it's a very nice ship here. I'm definitely a very big fan of it here. And I definitely do want to take a look at his Transylvania as well, even though it's pretty much just going to be the same ship, pretty much. Still want to take a look at it. I do hope to see more ships of the Anchor Line. I've grown kind of interested in some of their ships, so it would be very nice to see some more of their ships being built. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, really nice ship. Really like the design. Definitely did a very good job on this. And yeah, guys, so that's going to be it for the video. Make sure, of course, to leave your thoughts or any questions in the comment section below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye for now.